Hello, everyone. I'm Hugo.
And I'm Jake.
And this is kind of the Bible Reloaded. We had a couple
Sort
things
of.
to talk about.
Yep.
Firstly, I'm sure you're sick of hearing about it, but of course we all know about the tragedy that happened in Orlando earlier this week.
Yeah.
The biggest mass shooting in American history. 50
Yep.
people died. Something like 51 were injured. Apparently the guy who did it pledges allegiance to ISIS before doing it, and it was a gay club.
That he frequented, and didn't he also have, he had gay apps, and his wife knew about the attack?
Yeah, I don't know
uh,
exactly what they've determined at this point, but clearly, it had to do with his religion and the fact that they were LGBT people.
There's a lot of things going on. There's a whole. Basically the clusterfuck is, it's probably a hate crime because it was anti-LGBT, Q, and whatever else. And but it was also very deeply rooted in Islam because, I mean, obviously that was the reason it was anti that. And then also the dude was able to buy a gun while being investigated for sympathies towards ISIS. So it's also a gun control thing. So it's a big clusterfuck, and it's actually a very interesting thing, and maybe a topic we'll discuss at length in a Jake Reads coming up at the beginning of next month. But I think it needs time to kind of sit in everyone's heads for a little while to kind of go over those things, because I've been arguing gun control today.
Yeah.
And people and by the way, The Amazing Atheist, if you haven't seen it, made a video which I agree with, but you don't have to. It's okay, we can calm down now, on the Orlando shooting. And as far as his he had a few solutions involved in the video, and I thought they were well put together. So I suggest actually watching that video if you want kind of right now my rough estimation of the situation and kind of what our solutions should be moving forward.
It's weird because I've seen this, before we get to what we're actually going to talk about in this episode.
Sure.
I've seen this interesting thing on Facebook where you can, depending on someone's personal political leanings, they're blaming it on one thing. Republicans are blaming it only on it being Islam and ISIS. And
the left is only about guns.
And you know what? Hate crimes and terrorism based on Islam, not mutually exclusive. It can be both.
It's literally all sorts of things.
It's a myriad of issues, and obviously extreme Islam had something to do with it, and obviously his access to guns while being on an FBI watch list is kind of ridiculous in and of itself, but I'm just saying,
and the gun that he had was
an AR-15.
Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of one of those things. And of course, we've had the most shootings ever in American history, and this is the worst one. So it's got all these, for some reason, they're polarizing topics. I don't understand why, really. It seems common sense to me, but I guess that's just, it's another topic for another time.
Yeah. In the meantime, however, since this is going on, even if we don't want to talk about it at length necessarily right now, we did want to do something maybe to help some people in the LGBT community if we possibly can. So we were planning on doing a t-shirt sale anyway, like next week, actually. It's weird that this lined up like this.
Like 10 days from now or so from the recording, because the Obergefell versus Hodges gay marriage case would be a year old in a couple weeks, in a week and a half. And we were going to do a t-shirt sale to kind of celebrate that with our Pride shirts.
Instead, what we're going to do, though, we're still going to sell the Pride shirts, obviously, but all the revenue that is made from that isn't put into the production of the shirts themselves is going to go to the Human Rights Campaign.
They work to create equality for LGBTQ people, and in a way that would, you know how a lot of people have been saying, you don't understand what this means to the gay community, like gay clubs and stuff like that are kind of like a haven, kind of like a place where we can go and finally be ourselves, and I totally get that. The HRC is working towards making just communities at large havens instead of, just having spots within the community. Make the whole community accessible and free to be who you are and love who you want out in the open. And so they work towards that, and they have a lot of really good resources. And I did some research on, the reputable LGBTQ causes, and this was the top of the list anytime anyone brought it up. So we're going to donate every penny of the Pride shirt revenue towards that. And if we sell 100 shirts, we will be able to donate around $1,000 to them, and so that's our stretch goal.
We're a medium YouTube channel. We don't even, we're 100,000. We're not gonna blow the bank for them. We're not gonna, but still, we have an audience, and since you're here, I think it'd be good for us to use some of the pull we have to try and raise money for a good cause. Other than that, though, we do also have our other t-shirts, if you wanted any of those. But if you're only gonna buy one t-shirt,
right,
you should probably buy the Pride one, because it's gonna go for a good cause. But the other ones are available if you want them. So
we also have, of course, with the TBR logo, the newer one it's cleaner, borderless and all that. We also have the same thing going on for the TQR. So we have the Quran Reloaded, Not Muhammad shirts that are totally available. And then we have a new design inspired by Daredevil that says the Bible Reloaded on it. Kind of has a Netflix Daredevil thing going on, which we thought was pretty cool. And that was made by @WhiplashGaze on the Twitter machine. So you should say, hey, you did good things. And these are all really cool, and I like them, and you should get them. So those three will support the show, but absolutely buy the Pride shirts if you only buy one. That'd be fantastic.
So I guess that's it. Everyone stay safe. People stop murdering each other for stupid reasons.
That would be ideal. It wouldn't be the worst idea. The worst idea would be murdering people for Hot Pockets.
That I could almost get behind if ISIS was solely saying, let's stop making the Hot Pockets. Then maybe we could get behind it. But that's not. Instead, they say, hey, let's kill people who don't follow our religious ideals, even though that has nothing to do with us and isn't any of our business. Good job, ISIS. Doing a great job.
Yeah, so, that's it. Buy shirts and support a good cause. You'll be hearing about this in the future.
Yes, also, just a side note, Patreon only live show this Saturday, 5 p.m.
5 p.m.
I'll also be sending those messages
Eastern,
as soon as we're done recording.
In the Eastern time zone of the United States of America.
I don't care about you fucking Western hipsters with your lattes and your suspenders and your Gucci
rapper
mane.
Gucci mane?
Wait, that's not hipsters. Yeah, Gucci mane. Fuck it. I'll stick with that. So thanks, everyone. Seriously, stop killing each other, you fucking twats.